Good evening, everyone. I'm John Boone along with Clayton Jones. Game number 1 for the Carolina Cowboys. We are live from Crown Coliseum in Fayetteville, North Carolina. A great pregame tribute, CJ, with as they started their home opener, brought out all the motorcycles out on the field, recognized a lot of military from the area. It's their military appreciation night here. And now the captain's about to take the field as we have the coin toss for this season opener for the Cowboys in game number 2 for Cape Fear, a team that lost to the Havoc last week by 1 point as time ran out. So don't think that they won't be ready for tonight's game here tonight. But I knew I'd do that once or twice because there's a lot of dragons on this team. But the Cowboys are ready too, and they want to get out on the field and start paying off all this practice they've been putting in.
Number 99.
Sure thing, yeah. We've got the Cape Fear Heroes, like you said, in their home opener, coming off a really heartbreaking loss from last week with the Carolina Havoc, a 60-59 heartbreaker. So like you said, this being the home opener for the Heroes, they're ready to come out here and make a statement against the Cowboys in their first game of the season. So see if that one game comes back to help the Heroes, help them be a little bit more prepared and show that they've already done it once. But this should be a very good matchup on paper between these two teams.
The Heroes won the toss and they deferred to the second half, so we'll see the Cowboys on offense first, and a quarterback that, if you are a Dragons fan from last year, that you'll recognize in Shane Martinez. And he really kind of had a rough year last year on and off the field, and lost his mother just several months ago, and is dedicated this season to putting those memories of last year behind him, and certainly dedicated to the memory of his mother. So we'll see. Shane came in late to camp. He was originally with the High Country Grizzlies, and they folded. So he came down, asked for a tryout just in time for training camp with the Cowboys, got it, and actually won the starting quarterback job, CJ. So he's beat out 2 or 3 other guys, and he'll be starting out there tonight.
Yeah, and like you mentioned, this is a very volatile roster in this league for every team, really, but particularly here with the Cowboys. And you alluded earlier to a lot of these names. You'll see that they are very familiar to anyone who followed the Upstate Dragons last year, who of course is no longer in the league, no longer operating, and a lot of those players have come over here to the Carolina Cowboys. So there is some familiarity with some of those guys as well, which could possibly help out.
As we mentioned, Cape Fear will kick off. And receiving for the Cowboys, Rochelle Peoples, one of those guys that was on the Dragons last year, and Shaq Mack, another one, both deep in the end zone for the Cowboys.
The Heroes will be kicking off from left to right in their blue uniforms. The Cowboys will be receiving in our white uniforms.
I would tell you who the kicker was, but that number is not on the roster. So we'll worry about the Cowboys. Here's the kickoff, and Peoples steps up to get it. Across the 5 and the 10, very dangerous Rochelle Peoples. Gets it out near midfield on the opening kickoff.
Good return, like you said, out to midfield. It's always a great position to start in. And one thing we haven't really discussed is the kicking situation for the Cowboys. They're using Cody Haney, who was actually a linebacker last year, as their kicker. We watched him warm up a little bit today. He can hit the extra points. He's pretty solid, but I'm not sure how far his range is. So we'll see what the strategy is, knowing what their kicking situation is.
I will say that he's put a lot of work into it, and he's better than he was last year. But I don't know how low he set the bar, not even trying it before he did last year. All right, here we go.
That's going to be on the right side. Shane Martinez. Puts number 11.
Martinez, the quarterback. He has Tolbert in motion. He drops back to throw, throws it long, and nearly intercepted. He was looking for Calvin Lowe coming around, looping to the center of the field there, but little too much air under that one for Shane.
A little too much air, like you said, and Lowe actually turned into a defensive back on that play, just trying to knock the ball down before the defense could get an interception. But there's also a flag on the play.
Well, an illegal defense call against the Heroes, so the Cowboys take advantage, get first down over and 5 yards, so it's first down and 5 just into Cape Fear territory. If you don't recognize Martinez, he has put on a little weight over the last year as well. Really been working on his body, building it up. He looks a bit bigger than he did last year. Man in motion left, he drops back after faking. Well, he did hand it off straight up the middle. It's Cam Cameron, the running back. Very little, if anything, on that carry.
That's one thing you'll notice in this league, that there's not going to be a whole lot of running opportunities for any team, really. Lot is very narrow, only so far wide that they have to run, not much to do outside the tackles. And there they just give it to the 245-pound Ken Cameron.
One of my favorite players. He knows how to inspire people.
He's a do-it-all
with
guy.
both with his mouth and his style of play. Here's Martinez.
He's got a man open.
Being chased, running it left. Martinez cannot even get back to the down marker, so now it'll be 3rd and long. And so far, the Cowboys not able to get anything going on offense. Their biggest play was the penalty on the Heroes. Let's see if they can do anything on 3rd down here.
It was unfortunate. Martinez missed Shaq Mack, the wide receiver on the right side, the one in motion. He took off. He actually had wide open in space over there on the right side. But Martinez didn't see him before he took off running.
Shaq Mack back in motion once again.
Tyon Tolbert to the left side this time, and Mack in motion.
He's got Mack
Martinez
again.
over the middle. He had 2 receivers there, and yet almost threw an interception right into the hands of Timothy Breaker. Lucky it wasn't intercepted, and it's 4th down. So it looked like maybe a little miscommunication there, and actually the Cowboys got lucky.
Definitely that. Looked like, again, he was looking for Mr. Mack over there, and he just sat down right in the middle of the field. It was wide open, but he also had another receiver come right behind him, and that brought the DB over with him as well. And he's lucky he didn't get intercepted, like you said.
It's 4th down and 4. I say we'll go for it. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Mack will be a man in motion. Martinez looks long. Throws a little short again, and again, that was close to being intercepted. The intended receiver, Calvin Lowe. And Martinez lucky during that possession. He threw 3 balls that could have been intercepted, but were not, and Cape Fear takes over on downs.
Good defensive play there by John Robertson. He was reading that all the way, and I think Martinez, I don't think he was looking any other way. He was just throwing that one down, and would have been better off, actually, if the Heroes had picked it off, because now they're starting off right near midfield.
All right, so now Cape Fear on offense with their talented quarterback, Garrett Supton. And they've got a couple of really good receivers, too. Jared Harris out to the right on this one, and in motion, one of the favorite targets, Matthew Smith. And they'll try a run to the left side, and a big hit at the line of scrimmage, and maybe just a yard for, was that number 45, Goodlow?
Yeah, the good pursuit there from the back end from Antoine Legrune for the Cowboys. He actually overran the play at first, but then came back and was able to make the tackle.
Legrune, another one of my favorite players. He's not a real big guy. He's only 5'9", but he can hit as hard as anybody. Supton with a man in motion to the right, straight drop. Looks, fires quickly. He's got a man wide open at the 20, and he is wrestled down just short of the first down by Peebles. Bring up a 3rd and short.
Good stop there by Peebles. That was Jared Harris on the catch.
You kind of see the difference here, CJ, with Supton getting the ball away quicker than Martinez was able to on the Cowboys' first drive.
I'd watch for a run out of the middle, but it looks like he's gonna.
Quick out to the left, and again, that's left open, and it'll be the first down we've seen of the game, and flags come in late as the ball is caught at the 16-yard line.
Look like either a face mask or a horse collar. A little bit hard to tell from up here. Looks like they're signaling for a face mask possibly.
Yeah, either way, it's against the Cowboys, yeah.
But that was number 18, Matthew Smith. He had a big game last week. He had 3 touchdowns for the Heroes. Like you said, I think he's going to be a big part of this offense.
So we'll see how much yardage they mark off here. The ball at the 16. Here comes the call.
A bit easier. It's going to be first down and goal.
Personal foul. And that'll be, I believe, half the distance to the goal. Now put it at the 8-yard line. So Cape Fear set up here after a couple of short passes that the Cowboys were leaving open underneath there, CJ, and now the ball at the 8-yard line. Smith in motion. Something looks left, fires touchdown. Another man open on the left side of the field. That was number 22 for Cape Fear, and they take the early lead.
And I believe that was Antoine Thorpe, who was actually number 2 last week. That's what he's listed on the roster. He is the other big play receiver for this Heroes offense, and was just left wide open, left alone in the left corner of the end zone.
Defensive drive right there for the Cowboys. Got to get things together early.
The extra point attempt upcoming. The clock, of course, continues to run until the extra point.
Is there.
Snap, hold, kick, and it is good. So a 7-0 start for Cape Fear. We're 9:20 into the first quarter in Fayetteville.
9:20 here in the first quarter. As the Cowboys look to tie it back up, you're going to need a big return up from those young people and kick return over once and again. You're going to need a lot of it. I think that's Tyon. It's not. Number 9, I don't see his name on the rosters. They updated it. Number 9, Calvin Lowe, the wide receiver. Here goes Heroes on the kick.
All right, we're set to go, 7-0. The lead for Cape Fear.
Gotta go in the first quarter, and the kick is up.
And here's the kick. It's long, and it's gone over the end board, so no return for Peebles or for Calvin Lowe this time for the Cowboys. That happened a lot last year with Peebles. If you have a good kicker, you definitely want to keep it away from him, and the best thing is to kick it over the wall in the back. He has no chance.
Yeah, if you have a chance to do that, if you have the leg to do that, then you better do it with Peebles back there. Hopefully, with this Cowboys offense coming back out here, we'll see if Shane Martinez, maybe he just had a little bit of jitters. It looked like his timing was just a little bit off on most of those throws on their first possession. We'll see if he can come out here and do a little bit better this second drive.
In the new league.
We've got Trips setting out to the left side.
Shotgun with Trips to the left.
Nothing worked on that first drive, but as you said, maybe that's just getting in the swing of things.
Can't get things together on offense.
James Cash not sure where he's supposed to go. He moves over to the right side, and now there's going to be, I think, too much movement or delay a game. Actually, it took him too long to get set up. The receivers didn't seem to all be on the same page there.
Yeah, that's going back to this being the first game here for the Cowboys. They're not sure where to line up, as you saw. That hurts them a little bit. Obviously, going back from the 20-yard line to the 15 to start, they got to pick up 15 for a first down.
This time, Shaq's out to the right. And it'll be Tolbert in motion. Martinez doesn't get rid of it. He's sacked back at the 3. Looked like he wanted to go to Tolbert, but never pulled the trigger, and he is sacked.
Yep, you cannot hang on to the ball for too long. And Martinez just did that there. He was just looking left side. He never even peeked over to the right side.
Around the 5-yard line at the 4.
So second down, and about as long as you can get for a second down. They've got to get to the Cape Fear 20 for a first. From their own 4-yard line, from the end zone, Martinez steps up, fires as he's falling, and it's incomplete. And it might have been just as well. It's dropped by Tolbert on the right side. It brings up third down.
A good, actually, design on that play. Tolbert being the man in motion. He's coming up forward and then just stopped as another receiver in front of him cleared out the defense. He was wide open and had plenty of room to run, but couldn't hold on to the ball. You got to catch it first before you can take off.
So now 7-17 and counting here in the first quarter. 7-0 Cape Fear. And a big third down and long for the Cowboys.
Got Tolbert to the left, Lowe to the right. Got Mack in motion.
And from the end zone, Martinez a little quicker out this time, and he does complete it. Ooh, big hit against the boards across the 10-yard line, and hopping right back up is Calvin Lowe. And
Lowe's not the issue. The issue is the defender who was trying to make the hit.
He went right over.
He missed everything and went, like you said, head first, straight over. And you hate to see that. As they're waving on the trainers.
Wow.
That's scary.
We're happy you're joining us for our first ever live video stream with our Pulse Sports Network here with the Cowboys tonight. Yes, we're working out the bugs, but happy to be with you and got some big things planned as the season moves along. So they're attending to the defender. Didn't see the number, but that has certainly quieted things here.
Well, I'll take this time while we have it. With this being the first video stream, I'm sure a lot of you are probably confused with the field. You probably see the Orlando Predators on each end zone, and you see some logos and advertisements on the field itself. Well, with this league, a lot of the teams, what they'll do is they'll actually purchase the fields already from another team, and of course the Orlando Predators is one of the Arena Football League teams down in Orlando, Florida. As it looks like, I believe that's number 4, Quentin Tucker. Looks like he's walking off okay. But just to get back to that real quick, a lot of these teams will reuse already used fields because of the cost. It helps them save a lot of money doing that, in which case here the Heroes are using the Orlando Predators' old field.
And they've been using it for a couple of years. But you're right, this is expensive stuff we're talking about. It's a nice looking field, just says Orlando Predators. Martinez looks long, well covered is the intended receiver, James Cash.
Yeah, it was good coverage there from Tyron Finley from the Heroes. It actually looked like Cash had an opportunity to make a comeback on that route. Martinez put it out there for him. Not really that bad of a throw. It may have looked off target, but he had a chance to come back and make it. But they were just a little bit off. They weren't on the same page there.
Cowboy territory at around the 12. Upton gets back under center.
So great field position for Cape Fears. They already lead 7-0.
Doesn't get much better than that.
Man in motion, slot right. Something looks to throw, and it is caught, a bobbling catch for a touchdown. It's a nice catch by Smith.
Again, one of those 2 targets, the big guys. We've got 1 touchdown each now for those 2 targets for the Heroes. actually decent coverage from Peebles. It looked like he let Smith get behind him, but had a chance to knock the ball down, but just didn't get up enough. And also a great throw from the quarterback, getting it right over Peebles' hands. The Heroes now try to tack on the extra point.
And it is up and good. So a 14-0 start for Cape Fear. Still 5:25 to go in the first quarter. The Cowboys looking for something on offense. Cowboys fans, don't forget, every Monday night at 7 o'clock, it's the Roundup where we talk everything Carolina Cowboys with head coach Dennis Holt. And we'll also have some other surprise guests along the way. That's every Monday at 7 o'clock on mypulseradio.com. We hope to get that also on the YouTube channel this week as well. Mondays at 7. Check it out. If you happen to miss it, you can catch the podcast version by clicking the button on carolinacowboys.com. 14-0 with 5:25 to go in this first quarter. And Cowboys need to show something here, CJ, or else it's getting away from them quick.
They do, if nothing else, just to give this defense a little time, a little bit of a break. See if
the kick will be caught against the back of the end zone and brought out by Lowe, but he is hit hard at the 8-yard line.
Yeah, don't blame Lowe for trying to take that one out, trying to get a little bit of a spark for the Cowboys, but that was what it hurts now, seeing the result, starting at the 9-yard line instead of the 20.
All right, third possession. Look at that, where they just showed it up on the big screen here. They upended him, flipped right on over, hard hit. All right, 9-yard line for the Cowboys. And we've got a new quarterback.
Shai
Callahan, most recently with the Heroes. He got cut. Now there's a flag.
So it's going to be a false start on the offense.
I think so. Callahan, talk about coming in late to camp. He came in after camp. He came up to practice one day and said, and a lot of guys didn't even know he was coming. Only the coach knew he was coming. And they're all like, hey, who are you? And he's like, hey, I'd love to play quarterback. Well, go ahead and try out. Because he got cut by Cape Fear. It's just one of those numbers issues in this league where you can only have so many players, and they have housing issues and all that they got to work through. They had to let him go, and now he's with the Cowboys. So you got to figure he knows a little bit about the team they're playing tonight, at least.
You sure would hope so, and hopefully he can use that to his advantage here.
4-yard line after the penalty, and from the end zone, it's Callahan. Callahan quick out to the left side, incomplete. He was looking for Tolbert. Now Callahan's going to be the guy that may hurt you more with his legs than his arm. But in this situation, I wonder what he's got planned. Not a quick pass out to the left, but they are in such dangerous territory again in handing the ball over to Cape Fear with a short field again. They've got to find a way, try something different and get it out of there.
And with the way this defense is really sticking to these receivers, I think they're going to need those legs, and that may be a reason that they brought him in over Martinez.
She takes the snap and drops
From the end zone again. This
This
time he's got a man open and a lot of room. Out across the 20, 25, down the sideline, and the Cowboys have their first touchdown of the year. Tolbert all the way to the end zone untouched.
That I did not see that coming. That kind of came out of nowhere. It was just a short little route right there on the right side. He hears him. I thought that Callahan missed the receiver flying down the field. I believe it was James Cash who actually came back and made a big block to spring Tolbert into the end zone.
Wow.
You talk about needing a spark, and there you go.
Boy, they needed that.
It's a 42-yard touchdown on that play. About as long as it gets on this field.
Yeah, not much longer than that, that's for sure.
Oh, bad snap.
That snap. Now they're going to throw it incomplete. They're looking for the big man. It was Cody Haney that picked it up and fired it. Maybe not the best pass he's ever thrown. And he was looking for Julian Wright there.
I think that's who that is.
Big Julian Wright. Can't see that number on the back because of those dreads. But
Don't think he's used to trying to catch passes like that. Especially on a broken play. It wasn't like it was a design that I know of.
I don't think so, going through the hands of the holder like that. But nevertheless, 6 points are on the board with 2:59 to go in the first quarter. It's 14-6.
2:59 to go here in the first. Cowboys to kick it off. Picks it up. That was an extra point. So what here we go. Out to kick it off 14.
Cody Haney set to kick it off from right to left.
And it's a short one.
Oh, that's a little pooch kick, isn't it? It's caught at the 25, right at midfield, and look out. All the way down to the 10-yard line. Number 45 for Cape Fear, that would be Jimmy Goodlow. Just one of the up men there, and Cody did not get all of that kick.
And that may have been the strategy, actually, because the Heroes do have some good return men that can be very dangerous. He may have been just trying to keep it away from him. I believe Antoine Thorpe is the main guy who we've already seen catch a touchdown tonight.
Well, that kind of backfired as the ball is at the 10-yard line. Upton under center.
That's going to be number 5.
Man in motion to the right. They will throw quick out to him, and he'll be brought down the 7-yard line. 3-yard gain for the receiver, Devontae Baker.
Yeah, you hate to see the Cowboys start this close to their own end zone. Already down 14-6, they're going to have some big stop here, try to keep them out of the end zone, and at least hold them to a field goal. And you never know with these field goal posts being so narrow. If you hold them to it, you never know.
Some sort of stop, that's for sure. Smith in motion this time. Supton looks over to the left. It's Baker again, a couple.
Oh, they say he tackled at the 5.
They'll put him at about the 7, so very little gain on that. No, they'll put him at the 5. How about that?
Good defense there.
Pretty good spot.
The combination from LeGrune and Quan Bristol, the defensive back. Bristol was playing a little bit off, watching that end zone, kind of staying back in that area. Let him make the catch, and then came up and made the play, along with LeGrune, like I said.
And we have a timeout on the field, taken by Cape Fear. 14-6, the Heroes on top, 1:20 to go in the first in Fayetteville.
offensive line's terrible. You're only winning with Yoshi. You don't win with Sam.
Shane is 1 of 5 for 9 yards. Callahan is 1 of 2 for 42.
Oh, yeah.
All right, the defense has been a little stout on the first couple of plays after that short kickoff, creating the short field. Needing to come up big on 3rd down and goal here. Supton.
Carson's trying to get everyone pumped up. Supton takes a snap and throws it.
Quick one over the middle, and that one's blown dead mid-play, and that's going to be a procedural call against Cape Fear. So that one's coming back, and a good thing.
Definitely. See what that call is. False start there on the Heroes. Hopefully the Cowboys will keep that in their back pocket, knowing that was actually an offensive lineman. If you're not familiar with this league, that they're one of the guards on the offensive line can consider themselves eligible as a receiver. And in that case, it was Stephen Fluker for the Heroes who made the catch in the end zone. It was the Cowboys were lucky that there was a procedure call.
So that helps them out. It's now 3rd down and goal from the 10-yard line. 3 receivers right. Supton looks. He'll fire to the man on the wheel, and Peoples may have just gotten a piece of that one to knock it away.
Great play there by Peebles, and it even looked like Jared Harris had a chance to make the catch again. But Peebles, I think, maybe just got just enough of it that it bounced off of Harris's hands and out the back of the end zone to bring up 4th down. One more stop here for the Cowboys would be huge.
It'd be a big lift after getting that long touchdown play by Tolbert to get back in this, to get a stop here. We'd have to encourage both units, the offense and the defense.
Absolutely, the Cowboys need to stop right here.
Devontae Baker's going to be the man in motion.
That's a man in motion, takes a snap and drops back, looks
And
the end
that's who
zone.
they look for. Double covered. He still caught it for the touchdown. Wow. That's just a great catch. You got to tip your hat to the man, as Watkins and Peoples were both there, and somehow he hung on to the football.
Once again, terrific coverage there by Peebles, just over his fingertips. And like you said, that is just one of those catches that you have to tip your cap to. Hopefully that doesn't deflate the Cowboys' defense after stopping them for 3 straight plays and then giving up the touchdown there, because you really couldn't defend that any better, and that was just a great catch.
That will wind up being, well, this kick will wind up being the final play of the first quarter.
See if it goes through.
Boy, Peoples has got to be frustrated. 2 of those 3 touchdowns were just beyond his reach. He had good coverage. So at the end of 1 here in Fayetteville, it's the Heroes 21, the Cowboys 6. Back with second quarter action in just a moment on the Pulse Sports Network. But they ain't going to catch up.
Shoot, by the end of the first quarter, it was only like 7-0.
Oh, really?
And way from what I'm looking at, Carolina's not looking good.
What? Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We're set for a second quarter action from Fayetteville. 21-6 Heroes at the end of one. 3 touchdown passes by Garrett Supton, their quarterback. The Cowboys getting a long touchdown play from Tyon Tolbert. On a quick out to the right side, the pass by Callahan. He took it 42 yards for the touchdown. They've got to keep working on offense and stop giving Cape Fear short fields as well. We'll see what happens here in the second quarter. Carolina quarterback so far is 2 of 11. And here we go with Peoples. He's out to the 15, still on his feet. That's the thing about him. He's hard to bring down, but he does get brought down about the 17. He will not go down on the first hit very often, that's for sure.
He's not that big of a guy either. He's only 5'8", 155. But he's very good, very fast, and just determined to get to the end zone there. Carried the ball a little bit loose. Was able to hang on to it. But he's ready to make a play, especially after giving up a couple of touchdowns. You know that he just wants to return one for the 6.
Callahan will remain the quarterback as we start the second quarter. Low and Cash out to the right side. Tolbert to the left. And now he'll circle around to the right. Shotgun for Callahan. Flag flies. They're going to let him run the play, so that tells you it's against the Heroes as he gets spun down after a yard.
Pretty hard hit there on Callahan. Really hit the turf hard.
And he did.
See, I wasn't sure. I thought they were going to call that on the Cowboys there. Sounds like it was a legal defense there again on number 1, Tyron Finley. And what that particular penalty was Finley, the defensive back, was lined up within what they call the defensive box, similar to a tackle box in your NFL and your college football leagues. The defensive backs cannot be lined up there. Another formation issue with the linebackers, that they must stay within 6 yards.
So it'll be 1st and 5 now for the Cowboys from their own 22. Another whistle.
Cowboys ran to the line there to call a timeout.
All right, it's 13:37 to go till halftime. 21-6. The Heroes on top. Elsewhere, the Havoc on top of Peach State, next week's opponent, 23-6. Give a shout out to a couple of the viewing parties down Anderson Way. A couple of our fans having, not our fans, but of Cowboy fans having some watch parties at their houses. Hope you're having a good time, and let's root for those Cowboys to get a comeback here.
We'll keep an eye on that Peach State game that we already mentioned. Peach State being in the same Southern Division as these Carolina Cowboys. It's only been one game so far this season. The Heroes, as we mentioned before, were part of that game, lost to the Carolina Havoc. Neither of those teams were in the same division of the American Arena League, but were obviously in the same league.
All right, we're set to go. After the timeout on 1st and 5, a fumbled snap, and Callahan does a good job just to dive forward and only lose about 1.5 yards back close to the 20.
Yeah, Rashad Hunter was there to bring him down, and Callahan, by going down to pick up the ball, actually just slipped the tackle. Was able to use his momentum to carry him forward and at least make a decent pickup and not lose the ball.
So we'll call it 2nd down and 7 now. Low and Tolbert to the right this time. And
as well as
like Cash in the slot. Low in motion. Shotgun again for Callahan. Fires. Great
Wow,
catch.
what a catch.
Wow.
Takes a big
Great
hit.
catch. Slamming into the boards was Cash. And he hung on.
That was a great catch. Callahan really just throwing that one up there for grabs and letting the receiver go make the play. And that time, James Cash absolutely made the play. He took a hit for it, but it
Those
looks like he
boards
was ready.
they don't move either. They're those hockey boards.
Yeah, they're not very forgiving, even with that little bit of padding.
Great catch by Cash. So first down at the 18. It's important for them to take time off the clock too. Keep that defense rested a little bit.
Looks like Cash is setting up to come in motion.
Shotgun again for Callahan. He'll run this time. He's got some room. Callahan to the 15, down to the 12. You saw that open up for him there, and he took advantage of it right up the middle.
Good decision there from Callahan to keep it, taking off up the middle. There were two different receivers going out wide to the right that were just completely covered. Callahan didn't take long to make that decision. And if you're going to run, you better not take long, which he did there, was able to go forward and pick up a nice little chunk of yards. We'll see here now at the 12-yard line as the field gets a little more condensed to see how Callahan can handle it. We haven't really seen him trying to fit the ball into a tight window yet.
And he had a receiver bail him out in Cash on that last catch. He's taking time this time now. He steps up, and he can't get away. Hit by two Cape Heroes at the 15. Now bring up a third down and long. Tried to scramble, but again, you get about 2 seconds to make up your mind of what you're going to do before the defense starts to close in on you here in arena football.
And especially when you get to this end of the field, your receivers, it's about a second that it takes them to run their route. And if they're covered, they're covered. If they're not, then you better get the ball in there quick.
It's like people not playing as much offense. It's playing more of a defensive role.
Tolbert to the left, Low to the right. Here comes Cash in motion to the right again. Big third down. Callahan steps up, fires incomplete. Don't know why Tolbert stopped actually, but if he would have kept going, that might have had a shot.
I'll tell you, it's a different motion seeing Callahan throw that ball. It almost seems like a shot put kind of pass. So far, been fairly effective except for on that play. But like you mentioned, Tolbert kind of stopped. Not sure what there. Tolbert being the bigger receiver at 6 foot 215, he's kind of the red zone target.
So big fourth down now, and the Cowboys will take another timeout. 9:47 to go here in the first half. Still 21-6 Heroes. Folks, fourth down for the Cowboys at the 15-yard line of Cape Fear. They've got to get to about the 10. Well, they got to get further than that, about the 8 for a first down. Yeah, that's a flag. Cash went too far before the ball was snapped.
That whole play looked busted right from the start. Cash took off. I didn't even let the quarterback or Cam Cameron, the running back there, were even ready to get down for the snap. Now it's fourth down, about 12 or You never want to go backwards on that play, but again, that kind of opens up the field here, giving Callahan a little bit more room to make a play. Of course, it's more yardage to have to get now on 4th down. We'll see what Callahan and this Cowboys offense can do.
Now at the 20. Cash in motion again. This time he stays onside. Callahan under a lot of pressure. Fires it! Oh, through the hands of Tolbert. Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Great play by Callahan. Defensive back was coming up to try to make a play on him, thinking he was going to take off running. Tolbert got behind him, and Tolbert just let it go right through his hands.
He might have been screened a little bit by the defender, but oh, man. That had touchdown written all over it. Missed opportunity there for the Cowboys, but they got to come right back on defense. 9:16 to go, trailing 21-6 here in the first half in Fayetteville. .16 to go in the second quarter, 21-6. Cape Fear Heroes over our Carolina Cowboys. Cowboys with a near miss, or as George Carlin used to say, a near hit is probably a better way to describe that last play, as Tolbert just missed a touchdown. Supton was under some pressure, rolls out away from it, and is it caught or not? They're going to say yes. All the way down to 10. There's a flag down at the 20.
A lot of stuff going on in that play. I'm not sure.
In the backfield, in the middle of the field, and all the way down at the 10, there was stuff going on.
Anthony Lagroon was coming there, putting the pressure on the quarterback. That caused the low throw that looked like it may have hit the turf, but we'll see.
Wow, they called illegal defense on the Cowboys.
That was Lagroon.
On Lagroon, you're right. Guess he got too early of a start.
And it may be in this league, you're allowed to blitz one linebacker and only one. Once the quarterback takes off running, you can take off and try to get him with the second linebacker, but maybe it was determined it was a little bit too early.
They did determine it a catch, and obviously they can't review that. Supton fires. Oh, there's a great catch and a touchdown. Talk about a fingertip catch by Jared Harris. Like he had some of that stickum on there. It just stuck to his fingertips, and he got into the end zone. They got some good receivers.
They do, for sure, and that's one of those where you've had a couple things go their way. The score right now is 27-6, looking to make it 28-6 for the Heroes. But it could be a lot different game had Tolbert caught that ball down here on the other end, and then here they have one pass that looks like it may have gone off the turf. It was called complete, and then another fingertip catch from Harris.
Snap, hold, kick. There's a flag down as the kick is good. Let's see what the flag's about.
Every receiver for the Cape Fear Heroes, no one's helping him out.
Tyler Ray Hicks in there for the Cowboys is waving that it was against Cape Fear.
Cape Fear looks like they're trying to decline whatever they call this.
Well, illegal defense. Lagroon again gets called for illegal defense. Kick was good anyway, so 28-6. To 7:56 to go in this first half in Fayetteville. And boy, you're right. What could have been after the miss by Tolbert on the catch, and then them coming back and getting a couple of breaks and adding another touchdown.
Yeah, this has definitely been a closer game than the score suggests so far, 28-6. At this point, if you're the Cowboys, you just got to try to score, try to make it close again before the half. And you'd like to see it get within at least 2 scores and go into the halftime. And maybe you'll catch a few breaks in the second half.
Personally, though, I don't know how they give you a roster that doesn't have the right numbers on it and how that's legal to play in a game. Just got to mention that. We have no idea who the kicker is because the roster they gave us does not have a number 14 on it. Come on, guys. Cape Fear, you got to do better.
We also have a wide receiver, Brian Sandifer, who's listed as number 15, I believe he's number 28. Number listed at 28 is Colton Ryan, who I believe is actually number 15.
Oh, an onside kick. Oh, my goodness. Cody Haney had it.
They're waving it to the Cowboys, though. Now it looks like he's switching. I can't tell.
Well, what's going on here? Cody Haney had it bounce off of him and rolled toward the sideline, as you saw, where was recovered by Cape Fear. Did it go far enough?
I think it's going to be awarded. It is awarded to the Heroes. I believe it didn't really matter if it went far enough because Haney made a play on it.
Yeah,
and touched him.
I got to admit, that's the first time I've seen that at this level of. There's my roster. At this level of arena football.
Looks like the Heroes, we were talking about how the Cowboys need to get the score a little closer going in the halftime, and the Heroes hoping that they can make that not possible.
And if you're them, why not? You have a 3-touchdown lead.
He's got a man wide open.
And there's a cut, broken tackle. That's going to be a touchdown. He broke the tackle. You just mentioned that guy, didn't you?
That was Antoine Ford.
The intended tackler was Jabari Ryan, who really is one of the better tacklers out there, but couldn't tie him up. And he scores.
Yeah, it actually looked like, I thought Ryan, I was expecting him to come in and just lay the boom there on Thorpe, but he did not. He let him go and gave up a very long 45-yard, I believe, touchdown.
Well, one thing that's plagued the Cowboys in a mistake-filled first half, which you got to expect some mistakes, but some of this as the kick goes up and is good to make it 35-6. Some of this broken tackles, we've seen several of those. We've seen some missed assignments on offense and defense, and it's something you just got to shake off and get out there and turn it around.
Yeah, and in this league, I mean, it's a 50-yard field. It's a league that you can score very quickly. 35-6 is not completely out of the question for the Cowboys to be able to make a comeback, but you've got to start here. You got to put a stand now and make some plays, and then you've got to make some stops on defense as well.
Talked about on the roundup this week how important this game was for the Cowboys. When you only have an 8-game season, you don't really have time to figure things out. I mean, you've got to be on top of your game right away or you can be out of it. And the important thing of not only the 8-game season, but playing one of the better teams that you're going to see all season, although they have a very difficult schedule, how they had to come out sharp in this game, and it just hasn't happen, but there is time left. You certainly want to see them turn it around and play solid the rest of the game.
Absolutely, and like we mentioned, this is only a few bounces away from actually being a very close game.
This one's returnable. It's Peoples, 7 yards deep, out to the 15, jukes a man, but then couldn't quite get his balance back.
Shoestring tackle there. Peoples is very frustrated. You can see him take it out there, spiking the ball. He's got to be careful about
Yeah, you
that.
don't want to get a penalty.
It actually bounced up and hit one of the Heroes players. I'm lucky that he didn't get called for anything there. I understand the frustration coming from him. I mean, he's had some close calls on defense that he just hasn't been able to make. And now you see yourself down 35-6, but you just got to keep your composure here, knowing that your team can make a comeback. It's not out of the question.
Clock running, 6:15 to go in the first half, 35-6.
Tolbert trying to start off a little bit off sides.
He's to the near side, all the way to the right. Man in motion is Peoples this time. He had a long pass too far. That one actually way too far over the boards by Callahan. You can see what a difference maker Peoples can be on anywhere he plays on the field with his speed. Had that pass been on time, he would have caught it and he would have outrun the defender.
Yeah, he had two defensive backs there trailing him, knowing that he is dangerous. And I'm sure he probably talked his way on.
Probably. He will play anywhere, and he can. The speed is like they say. You can't teach that, and he's got it.
He can certainly stretch the field for as far as it can be stretched here in this Arena League.
He is far left again this time for the Cowboys. 2nd down and 10 from their own 15.
Cash being the motion man.
Callahan waiting too long again. He'll take off to the right and throw incomplete as he is tackled from behind just as he releases it.
I believe that was Colton Ryan putting the pressure along with Rashad Hunter on the backside. And like you said, Callahan just holding on to the ball a little bit too long. You don't have long at all in this league to hold on to it. If the play's not there, you better take off.
Well, you can see that with some of the experienced quarterbacks like Supton is on the other side. Just very quick and easy. Knows where he's going right off the bat. Makes a huge difference.
Yeah, you almost have to diagnose right off of the receiver's release and tell if he's going to be open or not.
Stacked to the left side this time. Cash in motion.
He's got Cash wide open.
He does. He's going to fire for him. End zone! Touchdown for the touchdown!
Carolina Cowboys score.
Boy, Cash has made a couple of great grabs so far in this one, and that one for 6.
Great play there by Cash. He just took off, just a fly route all the way. Got behind the defense. The defense almost had a chance to make a play on the ball because that ball was floated up a little bit, but that also helped Cash to be able to come down with it in the end zone. Very pretty play. Looks like he beat John Robertson there, the defensive back.
Well, Haney's out to kick again. It was an adventure on the last try. A little surprised they just don't go for 2.
Yeah, at this point, that goes to show how quick you can score in this league. Right there already, making it 35-12, looking to make it 35-13.
Tolbert on the hold, and the kick is up. It's no good. Tolbert seemed to have a little problem with that snap. Seems like it was a little short.
Another missed kick, another block. Carolina Cowboys make it 35-12.
So with exactly 3 minutes to go here in the first half, 35-12, the Cowboys with a couple of long touchdown receptions for touchdowns. Well, they would be touchdown receptions for touchdowns. But that's it. Now hoping to get a stop on defense before the half. Shy Callahan 3 out of 8 for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns. So he's made the most of those receptions. Haney will kick off. Need a stop. That's one of his longer kicks, taken at the 10.
Devontae Baker's dangerous guy returning
Yes,
it.
he
He's going to
is.
go right
He's
up
got
the
an
middle.
open lane in the middle, and Baker across midfield down to about the 23, and the kicker made the tackle. Coney Haney was the guy that wrapped him up.
It's a good thing when your kicker is a converted linebacker.
You know how to tackle. Not like those typical kickers.
Yeah, Haney does not have the look of a typical kicker. He definitely
does
looks
not.
like a linebacker.
All right, let's see what the Cowboys can do on defense as we wind our way towards halftime.
As the clock's winding down at 2:25 remaining in the half, the Cowboys really have to come up with a stop. I mean, there's no other way to put it.
Yeah, I mean, it's 35-12, and it seems like a blowout, but if they get a stop, goes a half like this, it's manageable. You know, I mean, it really is. It's a 3-possession game.
A little concerned you got a mismatch over on the far side. You've got 2
You sure
receivers
do.
and 1 defensive back.
There's
Now you've got
3
3.
receivers to the right side. Somebody's going to be
Got it
open.
wide
There he
open.
is. Caught.
Oh!
Took the scissor hits inside the 6. But caught for a first down, and that was just called it all the way, CJ. Breakdown and coverage. There's nobody over there.
Yeah, that was Matthew Smith on the reception. But it looked like it was Jabari Ryan. He came in with a big hit, but it doesn't matter when you let the guy make the catch.
Adam Smith with the grab. And it's going to be a lot tougher to get that stop now as the ball's all the way down at the 2.
And it looks like you got 2 receivers again stacked up here to the left.
Now
on
3.
the near side.
Where's the coverage? And there's the pass to the right for a touchdown. It's coming around from the backfield was Brian Sandiford. And just like that, 41-12.
That's one of those. There's honestly no excuse for that. When you have 3 receivers over on the near side with only 1 man, maybe 1.5 over there for coverage, you can't give up something on the far side as well.
Well, I'm sure Coach Holt is not exactly pleased with giving up 41 points or more, depending on what happens here, in the first half and still having a minute to play. Oh, he finally missed one. Hooked that one to the left. So it remains 41-12, exactly a minute. Remember, clock stops with 1 minute, with a 1 minute warning of the first half. And there are a lot more stops as well in the final minute, which is why last week in that big 60-59 game with Cape Fear and the Havoc, 28 points were scored in that game in the last 30 seconds.
Wow.
That's what arena football can do with all the stoppages in the last minute and with just long pass plays, etc.
Well, we've got quite a bit more than 30 seconds remaining in the full game. So 29 points being the difference right now. The Cowboys keep that in mind.
You're such an inspiration, CJ. You're always positive.
Try to be. I mean, you never give up hope in this league.
No, you can't.
I mean, it takes, you've seen, we've had several one-play drives go for touchdowns.
Oh, yeah.
You score quickly. It's only a 50-yard field, and with the rules on the defensive alignments and things like that, it doesn't take much.
All right, Peoples the deep man again.
You know he wants to take this back.
He has, I believe, almost 50 yards, return yards so far in this game. to the left, and he just can't get past the 15-yard line. Now maybe to the 16, and again, a shoestring tackle, that time by Colton Ryan, who I believe was the guy who got him the last time when he came out to about the 15-yard line. If he can get by Colton Ryan, he might have a pretty good chance of
now you
good
got
return.
You got a little bit of a concern because Peebles is slow to get up. He looks like he's shaking over there on the Heroes boards.
Well, sometimes with that type of tackle, you can twist an ankle. It looks like what they're looking at right now.
Yeah, Peebles being obviously he's had a little bit of a tough time on defense. Hasn't really been out of position much. Just been, just a couple inches off on several plays. And then of course he stretched the field on one pass play that the pass was just a little bit off. Wasn't really on him. And here he's been trying his hardest to break one on the kickoff return. He's a big time player for this Cowboys team. You do not want to see him down for an extended period of time. Hopefully it's just a quick little take a look at him and get him right back on the field.
He's still down over there. 41-12 our score, 55.6 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Next week, of course, the Cowboys are on the road again, this time down to Athens, a little shorter trip to take on the Peach State Cats in game number 2. That'll be on next Sunday, kind of a weird time to have a game. Sunday at 4:05. Hope you can join us from Athens next Sunday.
A big time divisional game between the Cowboys and the Peach State Cats.
Peebles limping toward the sideline, and again, just not happy. He's very frustrated with the way his night is going. In many different ways, adding injury to insult.
I have a feeling we'll be seeing him back out of the field, though.
I think so too. They'll tape it up.
Peebles, that's one thing you notice about him is that he is just a guy who's out there to play. He's out there to really make something happen.
All right, they try to hand off. Luckily, it bounces right back up to Cameron, and he is out across the 20 to 22. That's what I'm saying. I love watching that guy play.
Cameron,
him
that guy is
drag
just
tacklers.
a boss. Cam Cameron listed at 5'11", 245. He plays, seems like he's even bigger than that. He's just not willing to go down.
He's a bulldozer, and when he plays defense, he can hit harder than anybody. Callahan did not see number 55, Josh Davis. He was looking downfield, then took off. Josh Davis right there to give him a nice little bear hug.
Yeah, good play there by Davis because Callahan had plenty of room to go.
Cowboys call a timeout because that would have kept the clock running. 24.8 is all we've got left here in the second quarter. I'd like to see if they can get some points up there quickly. All right, 24.8 seconds left. Callahan, the quarterback, out of the shotgun. Cameron in the backfield. Cash in motion. That's who they're going to go through, and boy, they missed each other there. It's intercepted on the far side, brought out across the 20 to the 25, down to the 18-yard line, and with 11.8 seconds left, the Heroes have another chance to score. They just missed on their routes that time.
Yeah.
Receiver went one way, ball went the other.
Quentin Tucker looked like he was the receiver there. He broke towards the ball, and Cash going the other way. It also didn't help that Callahan, he was not looking any other direction. To be fair, you've got to, like we've been talking about all night, you've got to make a diagnosis and be able to make that pass quickly, which he did there, looking for Cash long, but just went the wrong direction and went right in the hands of Quentin Tucker. It's a big defensive stand here that the Cowboys need to come up with.
So from the 18, the Heroes are right back out there with 11.1 seconds to work with.
And no Peebles out on the defensive backfield.
Good point.
He's
Going for the end zone. And, for goodness sakes, another one just out of reach of the defense. Antoine Thorpe with another touchdown grab, and it's 47-12.
Man, that's just another touch pass. At this point, you know, there's some of those that are lucky, but as many of those they've had so far for the Heroes, you got to think they're just practicing that, and that's just got to be a great throw by the quarterback.
Seeing that on the replay on the big screen here. Wow.
It looked like Jared Watkins was going to make the play there. He had a great jump on it. Got up, just didn't get up high enough.
And there's still 6 seconds left. So unfortunately, the getting close within the final minute is kind of backfired. He missed another kick, so it remains 47-12. And the Cowboys have one more shot. Wow.
You almost expect here on the kickoff, the Heroes probably to just not even really give the Cowboys a chance.
I mean, heck, why don't they go for another onside kick?
Sure.
If they get it, they get to take a shot at the end zone. The Cowboys get it, no big deal, you're up by 35. Wow, there's been so many. Yeah, they call all the games of inches, right? My goodness, there's been at least 3 of the touchdown passes, maybe 4. That have been well covered by the Cowboys, and the receivers have just made plays.
Now with no Peebles, you've got James Cash as the lone deep man back to return this kick. If he even gets an opportunity, we'll see.
Here we go, 6.2 seconds to go in the first half. Line drive kick, that's returnable, but it goes through the hands of Cash and then out of bounds.
We'll see. It looks like the officials are trying to determine if he touched it. Don't think it's really going to matter much at this point, but if he did touch it.
Yeah, they will determine that he did touch it because the ball is going to be placed at the 5. And time basically for one play, 4.4 seconds left.
On this play, you'll expect the Heroes to and you can see they're already set up with their defensive backs at midfield. Pretty much just playing not to give up a long ball.
The Heroes look susceptible to the long ball on defense tonight, but and the Cowboys have gotten it twice. But haven't been able to take advantage of it other times. Quick out to Tolbert, and he reaches the ball out of bounds, which should have been a stoppage of the clock. The clock ran out as Tolbert went into the stands, but by him reaching the ball over, that should have stopped the clock before it hit 0. So there should be another play. Should be another play. That should have been another play. I mean, not that it really matters at this point, but he did the right thing, and there was definitely time left because I looked up at the clock. But at any rate, the first half to forget for the Cowboys, but let's just hope they learn some things and come out in the second half ready to go. And we'll have that for you we'll be back in about 15 minutes or so. So take a break, go get a cold beverage, enjoy your friends and family, come back and join us for the second half. At the half, it's the Cape Fear Heroes 47 and the Carolina Cowboys 12 on the Pulse Sports Network. Are we good? When it hits 0. You mad? You got any money on you? I'll pay you back. I don't know. Ask them.
Can you ask him?
Hey, did you guys go to concessions? Oh, Zach's there. That's Zach. Yes, Zach. He went down there.
It's like going to the movie theaters. I was gonna watch Captain Marvel on you.
It's down the stairs. You just keep going.
All right. Are we ready? Are we streaming? We can wait another minute.
By the way,
Hey folks, we're back, but there's not much going on out there, so we're going to wait a second before we go live.
I'm videoing today.
Did you look in here?
he's got 35 minutes on it.
What?
This has got 35 minutes.
So?
That's how much I can record.
I know, I'm looking for you another one.
Okay then. I'm just letting you know.
Don't lose that.
51-7 having We're back live from the Crown Coliseum, where the Cape Fear Heroes are up on the Carolina Cowboys by a score of 47-12 here in Fayetteville, North Carolina. Looking around the league while we wait for the kickoff coming from the Cowboys, you have the Carolina Havoc over the Peach State Cats, 51-7. Peach State being a Southern Division opponent of the Carolina Cowboys. Also, you have the West Virginia Rough Riders over the Berg Defenders, 71-12. Cody Haney set to kick off, and here he goes to the Cape Fear Heroes. Be brought up by Quentin Tucker.
From behind, no, Jared Watkins missed the
Slips a tackle.
Gets back and tackles him on the Cowboys side of the field at 25.
And gets across midfield to about the 23-yard line. Score 47-12, as we said. Cape Fear Heroes on top of the Carolina Cowboys here to start the third quarter. This is a game that you look at a score of 47-12 and you can't really say that it's been close, but it has been within inches. There's been several plays within inches that the Cowboys have had a chance to make a play, but just haven't done it.
That's right, CJ. And of course, it only counts if you win or lose, but at the same time, they haven't been that far off, if that's a positive thing to say. So let's see what happens here in the second half as the Heroes start things off with a quick shot off to the right to Smith. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. All the way down near the goal line, just short of it.
Not the way you want to start coming out the second half for the Cowboys. Just a little slip screen there to Matthew Smith, who's already got one touchdown on the day and almost made it two there. Gets it down inside the 1-yard line.
Smith is a good one. We heard coming in that he'd be fun to watch, and he is not disappointed, that's for sure. So first and goal from the 1.
Throws it to number 3.
And there's a quick out to the left. Good coverage that time. A late flag coming in after the reception by Jared Harris.
And Antoine Lagroon there to make the play. It actually looked like that was going to be an easy touchdown with 3 receivers on the left side and only 1 defensive back, but Lagroon coming from the linebacker position where you have to stay within the box. He comes in and makes the play.
I don't see him on the sideline either. He might still be in the locker room.
Let's see what the call is. Well, if you're going to commit a face mask, I guess it's good to do it where you did it,
Yeah,
because
that's
it's half the
definitely a place
distance
to
to
do
the
it.
goal.
Still not, that was a good play by Lagroon. You hate to see them give up that penalty there. Here
It
again.
does keep him at first down. That's the only thing, like you said. Calling out the signals is Supton. Straight drop, quick out, caught it, touchdown. Harris, the right side, he beat the coverage from Bristol over there. Come on, Bristol.
You know, I'm not sure what
Tag on.
the rules are regarding celebrations, but they've been letting Demetrius Whitehurst, number 72, the big offensive line, get away with quite a bit. He's coming out with a little bit of a dance there after that touchdown. That was Jared Harris's 2nd touchdown of the game, and that would be the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th passing touchdown for Supton this game.
He's a good quarterback, and what impresses me about him, not only does he, know where he's going right away. Whoa, they block it. And it's loose on the ground. It'll be covered at the 5. Big block is coming through the line there for the Cowboys was Jared Holbrooks.
And actually, I think I may have shorted Supton 1 touchdown, so I believe that was actually his 8th of the game.
Yeah, I think so. So that's 3 times they've missed on the extra point attempts. And by the way, Holbrooks, I believe, will miss a game later on this year, CJ, but he's got a pretty good excuse. He's getting married.
That is a pretty good excuse.
That's a pretty good excuse. I mean, maybe not the ultimate. Yeah, it's the ultimate excuse.
I don't know. If it was my wife, though, she may be telling me that I need to go work anyways to get that paycheck.
Oh, I don't know. Get that paycheck. Your wife is tough on you.
So yeah, we mentioned that was the 8th passing touchdown for Supton in this game. He's actually been spreading the ball around quite a bit. He has 5 different receivers who have caught a touchdown. That was Thorpe has 3, Harris has 2, and then 1 from Baker, 1 from Sandifer, and 1 from Matthew Smith.
12:18 to go in the 3rd, and Leverett, the kicker, is going to have a sore leg tomorrow, as he's kicking a lot tonight. Cash is back deep. We saw Peebles come out during halftime and test the leg. Don't know whether he'll be back though. So here comes Cash out of the end zone. Not much room over there against the boards, and he'll be stacked up after he crosses the 10-yard line. And will be. Holy cow, that was unnecessary.
That was number 7, it looks like, Timothy Breaker, getting some extracurricular activity after the play. Normally you see that from the team that would be down 53-12, not the team that's up.
Wow.
That was clearly a late play. He had already stopped. Even before the whistle, everyone knew that was going to be blown dead. The forward momentum was certainly stopped, but Breaker's still going to throw him down. Pretty dangerous play.
Wow. Cash stays right on in there. He's joining the offensive huddle right now. The offense needs to get something going here. Obviously, down 53-12. They will get decent field position after that penalty out to the 21, which technically they should be further than that, because it was a spot of the foul. That's why, because the return got out across the 10, but the spot of the foul was the 6.
So we saw Shane Martinez. He actually started the game, but then was replaced early on by Yeshai Callahan, who actually comes in and starts the second half as well.
Callahan with both of the touchdown passes. Here comes Cameron bowling around the outside and into the pads at about the 20-yard line.
Good little run there, right to the outside. Not a lot of running going on in this game, really, in this league, just the way it's set up. It's tough to run there. Cam Cameron gets a good shot to run it on the right side, makes a good play, breaks a tackle, but the boards are out of bounds. He runs into them, and that stops the play dead. Otherwise, he would have been gone, maybe had 6.
The 21-yard line. Second down, about 2. Cash in motion to the right. Fake the handoff, and Callahan didn't fool anybody.
Whoa!
And he'll be brought down for a big loss all the way back inside the 20.
Looked for a second there like Callahan was going to pull a Cam Newton and break a couple tackles and take off on the other side, but just didn't have the acceleration to be able to get over to the other side of the field before the defense came and swarmed and actually pulled him down even further behind where he was caught initially.
So now, we went from a 3rd and 2 to about a 3rd and 8 from the other 22 after a 6-yard loss.
Got receivers Cash, Lowe, and Tolbert, along with Cam Cameron, the running back.
So trying anything to try to open things up, and it's just not working. As Cameron, an inside carry, picks up 2. It'll be 4th down. We're right near midfield.
Yeah, and this is one of those where some teams may try for a kick. Of course, here it doesn't really help you much anyways, down 53-12. But we've already seen some tough kicks from Cody Haney tonight for the Cowboys. So, of course, they're going to go for it here on 4th down. Not much to lose, and give your offense some more opportunities.
I don't know if the Cowboys are looking at other kickers or such, but they could use a kicker, and that's nothing against Cody. He wants to be on the team, wants to be out there. But they could really use a good kicker. Pass batted up in the air, will hit the ground. Incomplete. And the Heroes will take over. So short field again for the Heroes. 53-12, 9:20 to go in the 3rd.
Injury report on Peters. He twisted his knee. He's questionable. Do you know which knee? I'm not sure. She goes down to start bad knees.
.20 to go, 3rd quarter. John Boone, Clayton Jones with you. Casey Boone on camera, Matty Harris on scoreboard. Our first ever Ball Sports Network live video stream. Hope you're enjoying it. We guarantee things will get better as we go along. We can't guarantee what the team will do, but we'll try to do better. And I'm sure they will too. Pass over the middle, and he's open. And in for the touchdown. It's that guy again, Tolbert.
Thorpe.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Antoine Thorpe.
Yes, Thorpe. I wish it was Tolbert. But Thorpe done quite a job, and these receivers are, I don't know what it is, but the coverage has been so soft on these guys.
And it doesn't help when you're down one of your starting defensive backs in Rochelle Peebles, possibly the best one.
The word on Peebles, by the way, CJ, is he has a twisted knee, and his return is questionable. I wouldn't chance it, to be honest with you. The kick is no good.
that's 9 passing touchdowns now for the Cape Fear Heroes. That makes 4 on the day for Antoine Thorpe, 6 on the season. Only 2, not even 2 full games in.
Yeah, he's a good-looking quarterback, no doubt about it. So 59-12 with 8:15 to go in the third. Again, remember Monday night it'll be the roundup with head coach Dennis Holt talking about this game and the upcoming game with the Peach State Cats. Maybe some surprise guests as well. If you're a Cowboys fan, you don't want to miss it. 7 o'clock Monday nights on mypulseradio.com and the various WPPB The Pulse apps, and we're going to try to put that on YouTube for you as well. Monday at 7.
And the Peach State Cats right now down 51-13 to the Carolina Havoc. Bodes well for next week's game, as both the two teams are currently
struggling against good competition.
Now, granted, both teams are playing a team that played last week in their first game of the season, whereas the Cowboys and the Peach State Cats are having their season opener tonight. And I'm sure that helps the other teams, the Cape Fear Heroes or the Carolina Havoc, have a little bit more practice, have a little bit more feeling for each other as we kick it off.
And it's brought out by Bristol this time, out across the 10 to the 14-yard line. First time we've seen Quan Bristol return a kick.
Yeah, just not much going for the return game so far tonight. At some point, you're already down, and every guy, nobody really wants to take a touchback, but you almost have to consider it now. I mean, you're losing yardage, bringing it out.
Cape Fear just has a very quick defense too. They really react well to the ball. A bunch of ball hawks. They're going after it. It's tough to find lanes against those guys.
They have been very disciplined. Again, that goes back to they've played one game already on the season, and I'm sure that helps. I'm sure they had some kinks last week.
Bristol in the slot, he seems to be the guy that's taking the place of Peebles on offense as Cameron gets the ball again and runs it out across the 15 to the 16.
Just a hard-nosed run there from Cameron, trying to impose his will.
Seven minutes and counting to go in the third. Second down and 6.
And
Two receivers to the right.
I believe this is Shane Martinez back in, or is?
That's correct. That's Shane Martinez. Fires complete. And as caught by Cash, and they grab him by the jersey and spin him down at the 21. Forward progress, I thought, got him out a little further, but are marking him down at about the 21-yard line.
So going to be just about 2 yards shy of that first down marker.
So big third down. They want to get. They need a conversion here. They need a couple of them. The defense needs to stay off the field a little bit.
If nothing else, that was by far the prettiest pass from Shane Martinez. Like I said, he came out for the first 2 drives, just never got the timing down right with his receivers, but there, hit a man right in the spot where he needed to get it to him.
Man in motion is Bristol. Martinez looking for him all the way. He's got him. It was Cash, rather. Lost a shoe and couldn't quite get to the football either. That was Cash coming out of the slot, circling around to the far post. Martinez eyed him all the way, but the pass just off target.
There's a quick break there that got Cash open. Martinez just a bit out front on Cash again. That timing just a tad bit off, but really a good throw and a good attempt to make the catch, especially with missing a shoe. Would have been a big play had they connected there.
Try it again, low to the near side, and Cash in the slot. Martinez looking for low, and it's intercepted inside the 5.
Just really short on that throw. Really needed to put a little bit more on it. But then again, it's effectively a punt, which never happens in this league.
And there's the celebration, CJ, as the receiving squad just jumps into the front row and sits down as if they're watching the game. But the defender there, which was Finley, had position on that play all the way. And as you said, Martinez underthrew it.
Probably the best starting field position for the Cowboys defense as far as not having to defend.
Yeah, you're right.
Defending more of the field, I guess. But
Something pass complete over the middle and brought out for a first down out near the 15-yard line by Devontae Baker.
that was just some soft coverage there from Jabari Ryan, just sitting back out as playing kind of a safety type position there, giving up the underneath route. Bring up first down for the Heroes.
Baker in motion. That's who they look for. Going deep. Touchdown. Devontae Baker out of the backfield. Had him all the way.
Make that 10, I believe.
Beat Bryant on the play.
Yes, I have a count of 10 touchdown passes now on the game. And like you said, that was Jabari Ryan there. That's one of those. He gave up the short route just previous, kind of playing back again, sort of a safety position there. You can't give up the long ball. That's just something you can't do when you're playing that type of defense. And he did. He let Baker get behind him. Baker's very quick, but you just cannot let him get behind you like he did.
Perfect.
Snap, hold, kick. And he makes one. On a losing streak there. Missed 4. But with 2:59 go in the third, it is all Heroes tonight. Cape Fear 66, Carolina Cowboys 12.
They put him in motion and no one moved. No one moved. Stand up. I'll stand up.
Kickoff for Cape Fear. Once again, 66-12.
Bristol back again to return this kick.
It's number 2, Claw. Kickoff.
Good strong kick to the back of the end zone. He's going to have to pick it up. Bristol circles to the middle and only gets back to the 5. He's taking your strategy there, CJ. He didn't want any part of that. He's hoping it bounced out of the end zone.
Yeah, that was just a line drive kick, and he didn't field it right off the bat. Hurt him even more. At this point, 66-12, I never like giving up a game, but you feel like you just got to take it now. You know you've lost this game, or it's going to be very tough to come back.
Is this you, CJ?
This is me, yes, it is.
Holding out hope at 41-12 or whatever it was.
At this point, you just got to play for the next 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Go out there, get some practice in against a good team. This is a very good team that they're playing, one of the better teams in the league. A team that actually pulled up their banner from 2017.
To remind their fans that they won 2 years ago.
Yep.
And of course, last year they were a playoff participant, lost to the Havoc along the way after beating them in the regular season.
Looks like, I believe that's Callahan back out again.
Holy cow. Just slightly offside. James
Just
Cash.
a bit offside.
He turned around and saw everybody was still standing there, and he was like, whoops.
So on that particular play, who would that be on the receiver? Is that on the quarterback? Or who?
Well, the quarterback's got to see him coming to the line. He's got to snap it, ask for the snap. And the receiver's in motion.
Here we go again.
Oh,
my goodness.
bad snap, and that's it.
That's a safety. And things continue to get uglier here. 2 points up on the board for Cape Fear, 68-12.
Get the ball right back here at Cape Fear Coliseum.
Well, we just said that you want to try to practice for the next 7 weeks, and that's not a good start.
No.
Having a false start where the receiver is about 10 yards deep.
About as false as you could be there.
And then bad snap that results in a safety.
And then, of course, with the safety, you have to give the ball right back to Cape Fear. 68-12, 1:26 to go in the third. And this second half, we were hoping they'd come out of the locker room and have a little renewed energy, but the second half has been 21-zip.
It's hard to believe that it wasn't that long ago that we were talking about how just a few bounces going one direction and not the other really made a
Remember,
difference.
it was what, 28-12 when that pass went through Tolbert's hands, which would have cut it to basically a 10-point game, and then they scored, went the other way, and they haven't looked back since then. And they scored 40 more points since then. Now Haney has to kick off to the Heroes again. Yeah. It's coming down to 15. And another missed tackle. Finley breaks it. Running back the other way. Still looking for somewhere to go, and a great tackle there. Good hit put on by Quan Bristol.
Good hit, almost knocked the ball loose.
He did. It
But-
jarred it a little bit, but it didn't come all the way out.
It's just been one of those nights. Been close, but not there.
So Cape Fear right at midfield, leading 68-12, a minute to go in the third. But again, a reminder, next week we'll be in Athens, Georgia for the Peach State Cats. 4:05 game time for that. Hope you can join us on Sunday of next week.
Peach State Cats lost tonight 54-13 to the Carolina Havoc. And that will be an intra-divisional game between Peach State and the Carolina Cowboys. So big time game there. Of course, all of these games are big, but
Yeah, with only 8 of them, that is a big divisional game, because you get back to 1-1, you're still back to where anything can happen. Well,
and that was him
there's another
again.
touchdown.
That was number 5.
And Tron Thorpe from Greensboro College. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. Once they kick it away, or attempt the extra point, rather. So not exactly the third quarter the Cowboys were looking for.
And it looked like Gerard Holbrooks actually had a chance there to make a play. Stop it short. Just couldn't make the tackle. A lot of missed tackles here today.
Yeah, they missed a lot of tackles.
The kick is up.
The kick is actually tipped and goes incomplete. No good. How about that? 74-12 at the end of 3 here in Fayetteville.
We're the greatest fucking teams on earth. Whenever we got safety.
55.
Zach is sick. We got a good one here.
It's not Cape Fear.
Fourth quarter about to begin here at Crown Coliseum. Fayetteville, North Carolina. John Boone along with C.J. Jones, Casey Boone and Matty Harris. 74-12. Cape Fear with the lead.
At least 17 possessions in this game. It's going to have more. She has 15 minutes left to work. Carolina has 15 minutes left to get back to this game.
15 minutes amount of comeback.
As number 27, the Rich is on the kick.
Here's the kick. It's returnable. It is Bristol. Oh, big hit across the 12. Helmet comes off.
That's when you're adding injury to insult, like you were saying earlier.
Wow. Bristol, remember, and we'll probably have this story later on in the season. I remember the huge hit he took the game at New Jersey last year where he had to be taken to the hospital. And he talked about that, how tough that is getting back out there and taking hits again. He just survived a pretty good one right there.
That was a tough hit. So down 74-12. I did some quick math. You mentioned last week there was 28 points, I believe,
In 30
in 30 seconds.
Yes.
So if we were to extrapolate that and go out through 15 minutes, which now the clock's down below that, that's 840 points. So
there's a chance.
there is a chance.
Oh, man. We got a feel for these guys, obviously. We're certainly not making fun of them.
No.
We wish them all the best. And the pass is incomplete. Tolbert
Dropped by Tolbert.
couldn't hang on. Good coverage there by Finley.
Well, these guys have definitely, they've put in a lot of work to get here. And it's one team that, quite honestly, was put together. A lot of guys came off, last minute and were put on this team with the Carolina Cowboys. And then playing their first game, it's an away game in Fayetteville, North Carolina, a pretty long trip.
4-hour
away,
drive.
against one of the better teams who's already played a game this season.
So I guess what you can do is take the positives out of that and just prepare for Peach State next week. And the pass is overthrown and picked off. And it is Quentin Tucker. Another touchdown, and boy, their bodies everywhere.
That was Quentin Tucker there, and I'm not sure. I guess the officials are trying to say that block there that led to the touchdown, not that it really would have made that much of a difference, but big number 62, Frankie Hall, was there in position to try to make a tackle. Now it looks like there's a flag, but I think it may have been after the play. It looked like there might have been a little bit of a block in the back. It was hard to tell. May have got it on the side.
Unnecessary celebrations. That is Quentin Tucker's first. His 6th of this season. Expected to have more. Great player, really well developed. He is a DB, 5'8", 165 pounds, makes $150. It's a controversial pass. Look at his block. Look at his block. What a play. Boom. What a play. Look. And this
Did you hear what he said, CJ? I couldn't even make out through the speaker what the call was.
It sounded like something about a holding or something, but I don't think that's right.
We're looking at the replay now on the screen.
So yeah, we'll see the block here in a second. No, you didn't get it.
Yeah, you didn't really see that. Anyway, they will set up for the point as the touchdown was good. Again, injury to insult for the Cowboys. Snap, hold, kick. A little bit of a line drive. And it makes it through the uprights, and it's 81-12. 12:37 to go here in the fourth. First home game for the Cowboys is April the 13th at T. Ed Garrison Arena in Pendleton. If you're familiar with Clemson and the rodeo and all that, it's that arena. It's a huge arena, and we can fit a lot of fans in there. I think it's going to work out really well for football, and hope you can join us for the first home game, April the 13th. It's a Saturday, 7 p.m., and we'll be there live, of course, and hope you can join us to support the the Cowboys that night as they take on the Greenville, or I believe they're called Carolina too, Predators, but they're basically a Greenville-based team playing a travel schedule this year, much like the Cowboys did last year.
I'm excited to see how that's going to show up at that arena. It's definitely
I am too.
A very interesting venue to try that out in, and I think they're going to do a good job there. Here you see that we're at the Crown Coliseum. This is actually a really nice arena as well.
This is great, yeah.
This is a top-notch facility for this league.
Here we go again. Leverett with the kick. Bristol trying to return. Bristol across the 15 and across the 20-yard line to the 21.
Probably the most room that he's had, or any.
It seems like if anybody, but they really seal off at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah.
It's been like a brick wall trying to get through there.
That's just good special teams coaching there from the Cape Fear Heroes.
So the Cowboys at the 21. And evidently a penalty after that play. To be honest, I didn't see that flag.
I didn't see it. I'm not sure if they're still waiting to announce it or.
The Cowboys were in the huddle, and then they realized the ball was 15 more yards downfield.
Hey, we'll take it.
They'll take it, yep. Ball at the 19-yard line of Cape Fear.
Got trips right
to the short side of the field. So a lot of room to the left, but nobody going that way. Here's Callahan. He'll run with it. Picks up about 3 and hard with that shoulder into the boards.
Might see a little bit more Cameron for the last 10 minutes, 15 seconds or so of this game with the running clock going down, and struggled to pass the ball so far this game. Had a few breaks early on, but then since then just not been set with the timing with the receivers. Either quarterback. It's not one or the other.
Right. They may have different styles, but they both kind of had the same challenges tonight. Callahan shotgun. Fire. Oh, that was interference. And that'll be called. Forget about this interception. This one will come back.
Tucker thinks he has his second pick six of the night. Second pick six in as many drives.
That is coming back as Cash was interfered on, obviously, back at the 4-yard line.
Tucker just realizing.
What?
I said, move, person, get out the way. Who wanted that ball?
Yep, and there's confirmation that was about as clear as day of pass interference. I mean, he just flat out shoved Cash to get to the ball. I mean, sometimes you'll get away with that, but not that time. A little bit too clear.
Seems like with the quarterbacks, both of them, I've, as you mentioned, had problems with the touch. It's like you can see the play open, but the ball is either underthrown or overthrown, or
he actually had
too much air.
Cameron right there running out in the flat. I would love to see Cameron get the ball. He was wide open.
He'll bowl some people over.
I don't think a defensive back would bring him down in the open field right there with the end zone.
All right, so from the 8 now, Cash in motion. And they do give it to Cameron running left, leading that big body inside the 5. And that's him yelling out. You can hear him up here. Still yelling, "Let's go." 81-12, and he's yelling, "Let's go." I love that guy.
Big time run there. big 245-pound, and actually the defensive back that he was running over was a 225-pounder. You don't see many defensive backs that big.
And you just see he knows how to use his weight too. He just leans into it, uses the power of his legs to get that extra yardage. So the ball at the 4, it's a 2nd down and goal. Clock running inside of 7 minutes and 40 seconds. Cash in motion. Callahan rolls that way, fires, and up and over the boards goes Tolbert as he went up high to try to receive that, but a little too high for him and out of bounds. He's okay.
I almost felt like he short-armed that one a little bit, worried about falling over the boards, and he did anyways. So unfortunate.
We had a game here last year when there was a big hit right down around that corner where the player actually went through the board. The boards came loose.
Oh.
The hockey boards came loose.
That takes a lot of
went
force.
Right through it. And the players were okay. They actually hurt a security guard that was standing down there. It was amazing hit, and amazing that everybody wound up being okay.
So 3rd down and 4 yards to go. If I'm, head coach Dennis Holt, I'm giving the ball to my big number 42. I'm just wanting to see him run over some guys now. I mean, he's still playing hard out here. Not to say anybody else isn't, but he's just, he's giving it his all. And that's what they'll do.
They give it to him. He's looking for a spot, and he cannot find one. So Cameron brought down. It'll be a 4th down and goal coming up.
Good read there from the defensive lineman, Tobias Brown, and that was just one of those plays. The hole didn't really open up for Cam, and he's trying to find somewhere to go, but nowhere to.
So it'd be nice for them to score here. I mean, you got the ball at the 6. They haven't had that many opportunities, and probably not too many left with the running clock. Man, 81-12. Let's see what they do on 4th down.
Got a bigger receiver out to the left, and Tolbert cashing low on the right side.
Callahan rolls that way. He gets it to Cameron. Cameron, does he get there? No, he does not.
Stopped just short. We saw that earlier.
Ran out of room.
We saw that earlier. That's when this type of field and this setup really comes to Cam Cameron's disadvantage, because he can break a tackle and take off, but once he hits those boards, he is down.
So a yard short that time for the Cowboys. 5:10 to go. Cape Fear takes over again. I want to remind you too, as you're watching the game, that this is a production of Anderson Career and Technology Center, student produced. And there is, if you're on the Box TV link, you see a opportunity for you to donate to the program. If you feel so led, it'll go right back into helping these kids get jobs in communications. And we thank ACTC for all the support in making this possible. You went to ACTC.
I did. I studied some of the business classes, some entrepreneurship, marketing.
Mr.
accounting
McLean.
With Mr. McLean. It was really great. As far as I know, at the time, we didn't really have anything close to the opportunities that the media has now. These
I remember I remember because I was mad at you. I said, "Why did you take the media class?" And you're like, "It looks boring. They don't do anything." And yeah, times have changed.
It's definitely. Oh, a little pass underneath.
Right at the marker, looks like he's got the 1st down. Doesn't really matter, but that's Baker again. All their receivers have had big nights tonight.
Yeah, to go back. I mean, that's really an awesome opportunity that these kids have now. These students, it's part of the ACTC. It's being able to come out here and produce this broadcast, adding into the live stream, the video streaming now. That's awesome.
Oh my goodness! Double coverage out there, and Smith got beyond both of them.
looks like there's another Cowboy down. Can't make out who that is. It may be Quad Bristol. No.
Cash?
Actually, that is, yes, I think you're right. That looks like Cash. I think I saw number 3 behind some dreads. On the replay, it does look like he was out there for that play.
Yeah, he was. Chasing it down with Watkins. Watkins has had a rough night back there.
He has. Gonna be a lot of film to study this week.
I don't think they'll study a lot of it, though, because they made a lot of the same mistakes in the secondary. At least maybe they can clip it all together quickly, but I don't think they want to watch through this whole thing again. Cash, I didn't see what happened at the end of that play, to be honest, live. But boy, with Peebles already out. Twisted knee is what we've heard.
And Cash is actually, he's typically on the offensive side. He's a wide receiver. We've seen him all night. He has 1 touchdown already on the day.
He gets up to his feet, but obviously favoring a leg. Cash has made a couple of great catches tonight, too.
His touchdown catch was tremendous.
And they are going to take him off without him putting any weight on his legs at all. So I hope that isn't serious. Two of the fastest guys out there that they've lost tonight, in Peebles and Cash.
And 2 of their better playmakers. Peebles typically being on defense, but as a kick returner and occasionally on offense, and even on defense, being able to make some plays from time to time. And Cash, like I said, has already had 1 touchdown tonight. Made some great plays and been open several times. It just hasn't been connected with the quarterbacks yet. Hopefully dust some rust off this week, get a little more practice in, and come back out next week.
Extra point, no good. Extra point attempt, no good. And with the running clock, it'll just keep on running down. 87-12. Down to the final 3 minutes.
So, John, what positives do you take away from this game?
Be honest with you, all I can think of is things to work on. The line needs to be better. The quarterbacks need to be a lot better. We saw the receivers. If you want to pick a positive unit, it was maybe the receivers, although they weren't always on the same page with the quarterbacks. So I don't know whose fault that was, but we saw a few really good catches out there. Not enough. But the defensive secondary was just getting torched, and that can't happen. An arena game, that cannot happen. So I don't know. You can't say special teams were that good either. So very tough night. All you can do is take it as a starting point and move forward.
And the good thing is, next week against the Peach State Cats, the score starts off 0-0.
That's right.
It doesn't
and you're
matter.
playing a team that has similar issues. So if they can get it together, see what happens.
So I think from here you just kind of hit the reset button, and this is the first game of the season. It's early on. I mean, it's a short season, but you still got 7 more games.
They're taking their time with this. The official had the ball, and the kicker had the ball for a moment, and thought they were asking for autographs or something. It was taking a while. Now, finally put it on the tee. Like I said, the clock is continuing to run. We're down to about 1:15 and counting. Nobody in a hurry right now, except maybe us. We have had a great time broadcasting. That is always the case, and as with any team that we will broadcast for, we'll live and die with that team as well. So it's just been a rough night. Can only go better from here. Lowe's first return tonight. He'll bring it out to the 15. There again, they stack him up by the time he reaches the 15. We see how much interest the Cowboys have in running a play or two.
Yeah, especially when you've seen 2 of your better playmakers get hurt when the game's already really been out of contention for quite a while. You don't want to see anybody else get hurt, so.
Yeah, they're taking their time. I think they're ready for it to be over. Clock running down. The play clock has just been reset too, so that's going to be it. They're going to shake hands as the final seconds roll off the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And a disappointing opener for the Carolina Cowboys tonight as they go down 87-12. But as we mentioned, a starting point. They can put that stake down right now, pound it into the dirt, and say we started from here and move forward. I want to remind you again that the roundup with Coach Holt and special guests, excuse me, Monday nights at 7, mypulseradio.com and the YouTube channel, and of course Boxcast. Hope you can join us for that Monday night at 7. If you would like to send any questions in for Coach Holt, you can tweet them to Carolina Cowboys. And we've got another game coming up for you next Sunday. Remember, on Sunday, 4:05, we'll be on video and audio for the Cowboys at the Peach State Cats. Any final comments, CJ?
Like you said, I mean, this is just a point. It's the starting point. It's a good team we played tonight. Early on, I mean, it looked like we was a game. We were just a few inches off. And a lot of that can be timing and being the first game of the season compared to a good team coming off of their first game of the season. So just hit the reset now. Come back next week. It's a clean slate against the Peach State Cats in a divisional game. It'll be a big-time game. And the Peach State Cats, they got beat pretty bad tonight as well. So on paper, you could see that this could be a good game next week. So just hit the reset, go into practice this week, clean up a few things, get our timing down with our quarterbacks, our receivers, and then get out next week and let's win us our first game of the year.
All right, that'll do it from here in Fayetteville. For Matty Harris and Casey Boone and CJ Jones, I'm John Boone. Thanks for joining us. We'll talk to you Monday on the Roundup on the Pulse Sports Network. Good night.